These days, Akko is a very popular name in the keyboard scene, especially among the folks looking for the banger value keyboards. In recent times, Akko has been actively listening to the keyboard community and has released a refresh of their popular keyboards like 3068, 3084 and 3098. Today in my hand is the Akko 3098B, an 1800 layout board that comes with Akko's very own CS switches, acer profile double-shot PBT keycaps, 5-pin Hotswap PCB with TTC Hotswap sockets, Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz wireless connectivity, and finally, a lot of dampening materials between PCB and plate, and the price is $110. So how does this board stack up versus all the other offerings in the market? If you're thinking of buying a 65%, 75% or almost a full-size keyboard that also has wireless connectivity, you might want to stick until the end of the video. So let's begin. Inside of the box, there are the usual stuffs: a cable, the board with the dust cover, and some colored keycaps with novelties. This board is available in a few colorways, including the black and gold, retro, neon, etc. with Akko's community favorite acer profile double-shot PBT keycaps. These keycaps are pretty thick with good finishing, bold fonts, and perfectly centered. And they feel pretty amazing to type on. The board has a north-facing switch orientation and the switches don't interfere with the keycaps because of the profile. This board comes with Akko's very own CS switches, and the one I have here has got Akko CS Jelly Blue. This is a mid-tactile switch with a dustproof design, has 60 gram of tactile force, 40 gram of actuation force, and around 55 gram of bottom-out force. The sound is clacky. The tactility is sharp and has a nice snappy feel at the rebound due to its 22mm dual-stitch springs. I think these are pretty decent tactile switches for the price of 27 cents per switch. But then again, if you don't like the stock switches, you can replace the switches with any make style switches out there. This board has a 5-pin Hotswappable PCB with TTC Hotswap sockets. These are rated for 2000 insertions, 20 times more than the standard Gateron or KL ones. So this set apart the new Akko boards from the other pre-built boards. Plus, being a Hotswap board means modding a stab or the board as a whole is a lot of easier. I'll show you how I modded this board in the later part of this video. The stock stabilizers are plate mounted ones and generously factory loop. Also, as I've said, this board contain EVA plate foam and thick silicone inside of the case to counteract the hollowness. So speaking of the RGB, this board has full spectrum of RGB and, as I've said, not facing switch orientation. The RGBs are bright and can be controlled easily with the Akko's cloud software. The Akko cloud software is a pretty interesting one. It is a complete software that lets you control the RGB, macros, and create desired function hotkey combo in the secondary layer, similar to that of VIA. That's the first time I've seen it on a pre-built board. It also has a native Mac functionality and you can easily access it via switching the button at the bottom. And as per the norm, this board has a 1000Hz polling rate in wired mode and NK arrow. And cherry on the top, this board has wireless connectivity via Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz dongle with 3000 mAh battery. It will last you at least a week in extensive usage with RGB on. Okay, time to see how this board sounds at stock. It sounds great at stock, not gonna lie. There isn't any hollowness or such. Stabs are almost rattle-free. This is gonna be your plug-and-play keyboard which you can buy and use it and without any issues. Nothing more to worry about. Now, time to mod the board and see whether if it is actually required. And it's pretty straightforward to do as it's a plate-mounted board. The first thing first is you have to open up the board. Insert a prying tool and remove the top frame. Do it gently or you might break it. Remove the screw from the plate. Then remove the JST cable to take apart the PCB. You can see the case silicon inside. At first I started with taking care of stabilizers. I clipped the stabilizers and relooped them with Krytox 205 grade 0 to the housing and Permatex grease to the wire. Then I did the usual Tempest tape mod with 2 layers of surgical tape at the back. Next I did Band-Aid mod. Well, I'm personally a fan of it, but not everyone likes it. And then reassemble the board. Now let's hear how it sounds after the modding. Here, I tried it with various switches to give you a better idea. Well, as you can hear, it sounds even better after modding. I didn't do that much and yet it sounds so good. It was already great at stock and after modding, it sounds even crispier. I have used this board for a pretty long time and finally it's time to give my long-term verdict on this board. I'm introducing the first ever scale to measure how good a pre-built board is in terms of features and value perspective, and I named it Boga scale. Here, I'll be giving a score out of 10 in different criteria, finally dividing the total score extrapolated on 100% scale by the price to determine how good the value for money prospect is. Also, I'll give out an overall rating out of 10. This is my judgment-based rating after extensive usage with the board, and I scored them mostly based on the functionality. I'll do that on all the boards I've reviewed so far, and a spreadsheet will be given in the description below for you to check out. This will give you an idea about how a board fares against the others. Looks and build. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. The build is like any of your standard pre-built boards and it's good. It has an ABS plastic case with adjustable feet. You can easily fit any custom cable without any issues. Keycaps. A solid 9 out of 10. Amazing keycap set and Akko is great for making such good keycaps. -1 for that font style, but it's a personal preference. Stock switches 9 out of 10. They are great for a pre-built board. Medium tactility with a tad bit scratch. Nothing that a bit of a looping with triboses won't fix. But at least it isn't the standard Gateron or Kale box. PCB 8.5 out of 10. It's a PCB with north-facing switch orientation but has improved and better TTC hot swap sockets. It's a plus in my books. Stock performance 8 out of 10. It's a regular tray mount board, so your standard tapping experience and sound. Good job on the stock dampening materials. Modability 8 out of 10. Easy to open and not that much mod is required to improve it. And even so, it sounds amazing after modding. The stock plate is still and no custom plates are available yet, so the rating might change in the future. Functionality 10 out of 10. Decent RGB, has Bluetooth, 2.4 GHz connection, most importantly comprehensive software. Also have direct Mac compatibility. Combining all the rating and dividing it by the price of the $109.99 US in the value of for money perspective, it gets a score of 0.78. But overall, I give this board a 9 out of 10. A solid board money can buy. and it ticks all the features for a great keyboard. Who is the board for? Someone who doesn't want to lose the numpad since they have a lot of work to do on Excel. Someone who is new to the keyboard scene and afraid to jump to a smaller layout. This is a perfect workplace board as well. And since offices are open up now after the pandemic, this might be the board you want to consider. Trust me, it ain't gonna bother your colleagues that much. Finally, let's compare the boards that are available in the similar price range. There is a FL-esports FL980 which also has the similar features but doesn't have a comprehensive software like this. Then there is a FL.CMMK CMK98 which is also a decent option. It should be as good as the CMK87 I've tried earlier. Then there is the Epomaker GK96S. I would suggest steering off Keychron K4 until the Pro variant drops since the OG K4 lacks good keycaps and software and also doesn't sound good at stock configuration. So except for the Keychron K4, get whichever one is available. But for now I'll prefer this one. And I think I can say the same for 3068B and 3084B. They sure are gonna fare fine against the boards like FL-esports F12, FL680, Takeware B68 Plus, Keycool KC84, Epomaker AK84S and many more. So stay tuned to my channel for the coverage on those boards as well down the line. So with all that, I'm wrapping up today's video. Thank you all for watching the video. If you like that, do drop a sub and share your thoughts. Did you like the way I scored my keyboard? Can I make it even better? Please put forward your suggestions in the comment section. And until the next time, goodbye and have a great day.